Hey man, can you give me a discount on that? Yo, Jimmy, can you give me a discount? No, no, wrong answer, man. Right away, no discounts. Guys, it's Anthony and Jimmy. We're back, Fitness Profit Multiplier. Today, we're going to be discussing discounts. Never, ever, 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 ever do discounts. And we're going to get all into it because I know you guys are already thinking like questions in your mind, like, what if two people come in at once? I don't discount it for them. What if they send their son? What do I do? Discounts, where the discount comes in and what it does. If you took money right out of your wallet right now, you crumpled it up and throw it out, that's what the discount is. Because it doesn't come out of anywhere else but your pocket. So discounts, no good, especially on the front end. So we'll talk about that. But Jimmy, you give discounts?
Very sparingly. There are specific situations where you do it. But for the most part, no.
We'll talk about that because I want to talk about that too. Because there is certain, so never say never, but yeah, there's always that little like gray area.
Specific situations, and there's specific ways to engineer discounts to grow your member base, right? But just like, and we could do a whole episode on paid in fulls as well. But just like paid in fulls, just like Black Friday stuff, you're hearing all these guys coming out now. All these gurus are coming out and saying, run our Black Friday thing, run our Black Friday thing. It'll grow your business like crazy. You're going to make $100,000 in a month by running a Black Friday. Okay, but you take 10 grand off of your EFT for the next 12. So have fun with that because you're running some crazy discount on Black Friday. So this is very appropriate for what's coming down the pipeline from all the things you're going to see from the gurus out there. They're going to give you all this Black Friday stuff, all this Black Friday play, because the play is bred into discounts, and you're hamstringing yourself when it comes to the long-term vision of your business and what it actually helps you with, right? I had a mentor tell me, yes, paid in fulls and Black Friday deals and stuff make you excited about revenue now, but EFT is what allows me to sleep at night, right? Projected revenues is what allows me to sleep at night, right? So you're chasing your tail, all this kind of stuff. But do I ever give discounts? Do you give discounts on month-to-month agreements, year agreements, any sort of term agreement? Do you give discounts on your current members or any of that kind of stuff? Do not do it. Do not have somebody come in and give them a discount for the length of their term, right? That is not the way to go. And it just muddies the waters because the one thing that happens when you give somebody a discount on the first initial interaction with them, and a discount, they can kind of talk you down and talk you into it and this and that. They're going to want a discount on everything, right? They're going to want to haggle with you all the time. And does your service get worse just because somebody negotiated a better price? No. Does your service get worse because you're helping their family too? No, it actually helps them get better results. So why is it that we're so motivated to discount, and especially in the beginning? Because a lot of people have these sweetheart deals that they give to certain clients. And just like on a couple of episodes ago, Anthony was talking about, another gym owner that he met. And, she was talking about, well, it's $50 a month, but it's really, some of the people are at, so it's really probably 40. And then he's like, well, it's really probably 35, right? Because there's all these discounts given and all these people that, cash pay and this and that and all this other convoluted stuff that gets in the way. So there's one specific time when discounts I think are appropriate. We can let Anthony kind of jump in before we dive into the appropriate time for discounts. But
yeah, we're gonna save that to the end so you guys can do that. And if you guys are listening to this, drop us a review, comment, do all that stuff that you have to do to help the algorithm kind of push this stuff out, especially if you've gotten some value today. So let's talk about front end. That's the first thing that I want to talk about. Why the number one thing you should never ever do. And if you are going to do it this way, you need to disguise it. So I hopped on the phone with a gym owner the other day. talking about how he ran this front end offer for 30% off their first 3 months. Now what's starting to happen is the 3 months are up. People now their rates should jump up to the normal price. Problem is, no one wants to pay more for something they're already paying for. They're already doing. They paid less. They're anchored to that price for 3 months. They're anchored to that one price. And now their price is going to jump up 30%. No wonder why you're talking about attrition problems, because no one's going to do that. So if you are going to do something like that on the front end, what you do is you inflate your prices. So when you give the 30% discount, it's still your normal rate. And then you lock them in for a year at that. We're only doing this 30% thing, blah, blah, blah. And you lock them in for a year. You do a 12-month play on that person to lock them in on if they want a discount. So it's not really a discount. It's not really a discount in that way. But you can't discount your price down so low that you can never bring it back up. It's just never going to work, and you're going to have a problem with attrition. And yes, some people will do it past that point, but a lot of people will not, because like I said, if they're used to paying 30% less, now you're paying 30% more. That's not going to happen. For the same service, it's not going to happen. So front end is the worst place to do it. So that means initially when you sit down with them, don't do it. Do not do it. Trust us. Stick to your guns. And everybody's going to ask, right? I ask for discounts all the time. You know, because why not? What do you have to lose? So don't ask. If they ask, say no. This is the best price we have. In fact, our prices are going up next week. You could pay more, Mrs. Jones. You know, like you spin it the other way and pay more. It could be more. You know, so just like I said, discounts just hurt you, the owner, in the long run. It's not something you should do. So I also want to talk about another scenario where this comes up, and this could kind of be like the specific point where it's like, okay, maybe it's okay, but why I hate doing it too, but it comes up. Mrs. Jones comes in, and I always pick up Mrs. Jones. When Mrs. Jones comes in, I want to sign up. I want my son or my husband to sign up here too. If both of us sign up here, is there a discount? You know, that's the one question. And now you're like, well, if they sign up, do I give them a discount? What do I do here? Like, because it's rational to say like, okay, 2 people are signing up. Do I give them the discount? Here's what happens. If you give a discount, what happens is one of them will usually fall off at some point. One of them falls off, and then the other one's staying, and now that one person's staying at a discount, you know, whatever. So those things happen. But that's like the one scenario where you're like, well, you know, I could see their point. Do I not? What's the story? So I'm curious what you do in this case, Jimmy. I mean, I know the answer, but I want you to talk a little bit.
Yeah. So I would challenge a little bit of the front end discount thought process, because that is sometimes what we do in those situations. So when we look at family, right, or a husband who's coming in who wants to bring his wife in, right? If we have a predetermined short period of time as to which that one person is going to get a discount, that works, right? So like, let's say first person's at full price, second person comes in at a discount for month 1 only month 1. And they sign a month-to-month agreement or a year agreement or whatever, and you're very clear with them that month 2 it goes up to normal. For the first month, they can get a discount. So we do 50% off month 1 for a family member, right? Now, when we look at continued training after that, there's no discounts on continued training. So on that front end, you can discount, you can give referrals for free, that kind of stuff to get more business and generate more business. But continuing moving forward, you make sure that it's very clear that there's no discount moving forward. The other thing that we do with families is that we have a family come in, and the husband came in, the wife came in at 50% off the first month. Then the second month hits, they're both on full price, and they want to add their kid to their membership, right? They want their kid to come in. So what we do is we say, okay, we can drop $50 off the third membership only. So when that third membership goes away, the 2 people that are full price are still there. So only when you're doing 3 at a time can you get that discount moving forward. And when that one person falls off, if that person fell off, and typically we make the kid the cheaper one because the kid is more likely to fall off, right?
Yeah.
So then the kid falls off, and the two people that are staying in your gym, the parents, are at full price, right? So you can do it when you have that huge volume. You don't have to. You can get them all at full price. We've done that too. But for the most part, you have 3 family members in there. Our stuff is relatively expensive. I mean, if you're averaging out your clients to $400 or $500 a month, and a family's paying $1,500 a month to bring 2 kids and a mom in there, it's like you can give them $50 off, and it goes a long way, right? And those clients normally stay for a very long period of time, so their LTV is higher anyway. So that's how we run it, and we only run that front end one time. Now, I like to kind of backtrack a little bit and talk about founders rate stuff.
Wait, I want to talk about something else that you just said. So we'll talk about founders rate in a second.
Yeah.
One of the other things and tactics that I do too. So this actually came up yesterday too. So my salesperson sat with a woman, and I happened to be there. Woman was, picked her whatever, figuring out which package she wants, and then mentioned she wants to bring her son in. Is there a discount? So the first thing I said, I got pulled into the meeting. So the first thing that I said was, okay, Mrs. Jones, well, which option are you looking at? Well, I really want to do level 2. Okay, well, let's do this then. If your son comes in and signs up, I'm going to upgrade you to our highest level package for free. And we'll keep that for your first month as like a thank you for bringing him in. So it's like a discount, but not really a discount. So remember, I said this on other episodes. You guys can make your own rules. There's nothing set in stone. You don't have to give a discount if you don't want to. Nope, we don't do discounts. That's it. Or you upgrade their service, which is a form of a discount. So, and that one doesn't hurt as much, right? Because if they're coming 3 times a week and then they're going to come unlimited, it kind of doesn't hurt as much. But you could do that, right? That's another option where money doesn't come out of your pocket, so to say. So you always have that flexibility and kind of think outside the box with bonuses that you can give them for giving someone in. All right, well, you know what? We don't give discounts, but I'll give you 2 jugs of protein, Mrs. Jones, something like that. You're going to need the protein anyway, so here's 2 jugs of protein and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So you can go ahead.
Yeah, you can add value on top. We actually haven't really done that. But that's cool. We've done that in like saving clients, right? Like giving them extra value to get them to stay longer. But that's really smart, actually. We haven't done that. We just give them like a cash. But hey, if you can accelerate them up to a higher tier package for the first month and then potentially keep them on that ascended membership package, more power to you. That's pretty smart. So when you look at founders rates, guys, and Anthony was talking about founders rates a little bit. When we look at founders rates, it's one of those things where, okay, some people run a short duration discounted play, right? Well, if you're going to do founders rates, do the founders rates and really do the founders rates, right? Like you have X amount of people once you hit a certain member limit, like say 50 members, right? When you're opening your gym initially, you get up to 50 members, you have your founders rate for those 50 members, and then your price goes up from that point forward, right? A number that you're comfortable with losing on the first 50 members because they're the first 50 members. Because I guarantee you, if you're a gym owner right now and you haven't opened, if you're a gym owner right now and you've had your facility for a little while, I guarantee you have people that are still at your facility that are paying artificially low rates in comparison to where they're at now, right? That's a commonality between all facilities that operate in this way, unless you're like a really established pricing structure, franchise, whatever. You have members that are paying less that are still with you, that were founders, right? So you did that without creating the excitement because you changed your prices along the way. So you have that founders rate, you have that X amount of members that you're going to sell into that founders rate, and then your price goes up. And those people will lock that rate in forever because it's a lot more attractive to lock that rate in forever for that member as long as they don't leave your facility than doing a 30% discount for 3 months and then having them jump pricing and that kind of thing, right? You could slice it either way. I've seen them work, but I tend to like the founders rate for X amount of members. Once you get that member cap, then the price goes up. So there's urgency and scarcity with that promotion. And then you're not discounting from that point forward, right? So there's different ways to slice it, but discounting on, with the exception of a founder's rate deal, discounting on continued membership dues for individuals is not something that you're going to want to play the game of.
So I want to talk about founder's rate really quick too.
Yeah.
If you are going to discount and you're going to do a founder's rate, I mean, a founder's rate is something totally different than what we're actually talking about.
Right.
But a founder's rate, like you said, it's for those initial people. How deep does that discount actually have to be? And the answer to that is, again, you make your own rules. I would recommend 10%. 10% is enough for them to actually, all right, yeah, this makes sense, right? But 30% is too much. Unless you do what I said before and inflate your prices, and then, you know, there's that trick that you can do on the back end of it. But I think 10% is more than enough to get people moving to join. And I think it's also the top. If you're ever going to discount anything, 10% is probably the most that you should go. We're not, you know, trying to think of what business discounts like 30%. Just, you know, we're not Marshalls, we're not Macy's, you know, we don't have an overabundance of one colored shirt that we need to get rid of and get, you know. And even remember, even when Marshalls and Macy's and all those places blow out some of those shirts and they're 30 and 50% off, they're still making a significant amount of margin on that. You know, when you discount 30%, like I said, it's like you're taking the money out of your wallet and lighting it on fire. And I don't want that for you guys. Jimmy doesn't want that for you guys.
No.
So we want you guys to be putting that money back in your pocket and getting more of that money in your pocket. And so
just put it into real life numbers, right?
Yeah.
Just so you guys can understand what that really means. General numbers, right? Let's say your product is $300 a month, right? And let's say you discount that $300 by 30%. And let's just, for easy math, say it's 33.3%, right? $100 off. You're going to do $100 off your $300 product. So you have to get 3 members basically to make up the loss that you're accruing, and that 4th member pays for the remainder of the other 3 members that you signed up. It's $100, right? But $30 off that $300 is still significant for people, right? So 10%, maybe 15%, $50 sounds nice, right? But $100 is a fire sale, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, Anthony's totally right. It should not be 30% off. That's too much. And I think if you phrase it as like maybe a dollar amount off, it sounds a little bit better, right? So like $50 off, $50 discount on any membership you select, right? Or $30 or whatever it is, right? That's a little bit better of a play, because 30%, I mean, you got to add another 30% of the members to get you to rolling to a point where you want to be. So unless you have a cap on it, right? But there's kind of other ways we can do it. But yeah, 10%, 15%, I would agree that that's probably more reasonable. So you're not eating into if you're doing a true discount, right? If you're doing a price inflation plus a perceived discount, like every department store does, it's a little different. But yeah, $100 off. It's a lot of money, guys. $100 off.
I've had people ask, like, hey, I'm a veteran. Is there discounts for veteran? Hey, I'm a teacher. Is there a discount for teachers? Guys, do not have the pricing sheet. Please, God help me. Do not have the pricing sheet that has the discounts for each of these people. I've seen that before. It drives me crazy. Please, please do not do it. I understand. Listen, maybe my brother-in-law is a sergeant in the police department. I respect the police. Do I give them a discount? No. You know, it sounds really mean. You know, again, if you make your own rules in your business, if you want to do that, that's fine. Take the rules we set. Give them 10% off. That's what you're giving them, 10% off. That's it. That's their discount. But for the love of God, please don't have a separate price sheet for them. Pull that discount out only when they ask. So if somebody asks, hey, I'm a cop. Let's say I'm lining up with police officers. I'm going with that analogy again. My brother-in-law's a cop. I'm vested with them. I want to help them out. Guy's a police officer, sits with me. A woman's a police officer, sits with me. Hey, do you do a discount for police officers? Yes, it's 10%. Or you can even say, no, we typically don't, but my brother-in-law is a police officer, so I'm going to give you 10% off. That sounds even better than pulling out the special price sheet and putting it there. And if they don't ask, you don't tell, guys. And never, ever, ever feel obligated to do it, because people will ask. If they're good, like I'm a good I like to say I'm a good salesperson. So I play the game whenever I'm out doing anything. I play the game because it's fun. I think it's fun. So I play the game. So I ask for discounts. I do all these things. And I love to see people's reaction to it. People aren't surprised. Some people are surprised, and how people break under that pressure. You make the rules. If you want to, okay, you can, but it's fixed. Or you don't. That's it. Or you inflate the price and then you discount everybody. That's a play too. So a lot of different ways to skin it. Good thing is, like I said, you make your own rules. So do whatever you got to do. Just like we say all the time, just pick up the phone and dial and get new leads in the door. But don't give those new leads 30% off. Please don't do that. Don't do that. All right, guys, if you're interested in picking up the phone and talking to us so we can help you guys get to the next level, just click that link below. But until next time, Anthony and Jimmy, Fitness Profit Multiplier, and we are out.